I find Dante just endlessly fascinating. There's just so much to investigate. Every time I read it and discuss it, there's always new portions that I didn't understand, or inevitably I find that there's another passage where I thought, oh, I really noticed that before. And it's not just me. There's a 700-year tradition of commenting on the Divine Comedy. So I'm in good company when I say that. This is the final portion, part 3 of Dante's comedy. The comedy begins, its most famous portion is the first portion, which is the Inferno, and that is Dante's journey through the afterlife in hell, seeing the punishments of the damned and of giving us an understanding of sin and of evil. And then the second portion is Purgatorio. When he has come out of Inferno, he then has a vision of climbing this mountain where one cleanses oneself from one's propensity to sin. It's at the top of Purgatorio that he meets Beatrice. And as I said, this is where the portion that is Paradiso begins, where she then takes him through the afterlife in heaven to understand transcendental things. You don't need to have studied Dante's Inferno and Purgatorio to enjoy the Paradiso. In some respects, he wrote the 3 portions as freestanding portions. And it is about heaven. It builds upon those previous portions, so if you've studied either one or both, it's helpful, but like I said, it's not necessary. Dante's Paradiso, like all of the Divine Comedy, is Dante's attempt of giving us a universal work, of explaining, incorporating universal truths as he understood them, about, well, of good and evil, of transcendence. When we get to Paradiso, he's talking about divinity, divine love, of redemption, of transcending one's own nature, of God's grace. Also, it's deeply personal of his own position in the universe, and also of the importance of the work that he's writing, which is the comedy. And so in that respect, it's a fascinating work because you have that tension between the universality and the distinctly personal. In many respects, what Dante does is he synthesizes a lot of theological ideas. Granted, they're from the Middle Ages, it's from about 700 years ago, but it's many ideas, fundamental ideas about Christianity, about the nature of goodness, of virtue, of divinity, of he brings up questions of predestination, of the profoundness of God's judgment. I mean, the souls in heaven are saying things like, not even we can understand God's judgment. It is so deep, it's like looking into the bottom of the ocean. So I hope you'll join me this October for the Humanities Seminars program's Dante's Paradiso. It's going to be an exciting class. Hope to see you there.